sounds so good. It really does.
What's going on, guys? Car Review Guys here. My name is AJ and we are back this week with a 2023 Lexus IS500 F Sport Performance. This thing sounds good. Without saying too much, it is a V8. You guys know the deal. We're going to start with the exterior, work our way to the interior, and then we're going to take her on a drive. First, we got to roll the cinematic. Let's roll. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the cinematic, starting with the exterior. Underneath the hood is a naturally aspirated V8 producing 472 horsepower paired to an 8-speed automatic transmission. Powertrain is rear-wheel drive only, and curb weight is just shy of 3,900 pounds, which pushes this IS500 to 0 to 60 in about 4.4 seconds. Pricing starts around $58,000 and it's going to go up to $67,000. Today's tester is $66,000. Now, touching on the dimensions, overall length is 15.5 feet and width is 6 feet wide. If we go here to the driver's side, you are going to notice that is where the fuel door is. And you're looking at a 17.4 gallon tank, and your economy is going to be 17 city, 25 highway with a combined average of 20 mpg. So on a full tank, you are looking at highway mileage of 435 miles of max range. Those are some of the stats and figures for this vehicle. Now, taking a look at it, you're going to notice some pretty sharp, aggressive looking LED runners and very bright LED headlamps, which obviously is not nighttime, but I don't understand doing nighttime videos because it never picks up on camera very well. Trust me, they are very bright. Now, things that you may or may not notice, the cowl in the hood is quite big. I don't know if you can see that, like this arch, you can definitely tell when you're driving. Feels super aggressive, looks good in person as well. Of course, the F Sport Performance grille looks great. You do have some functionality behind it. You can see here, it is straight see-through. Hopefully you can see that. And then you do have some air ducts down here as well. This here, majority of it is fake. However, I do believe that technically does go through. It is just a little slit right there. Working our way around, this tester does have the optional matte black BBS wheels. And for size in the front, we are looking at a 235/40/19. Continuing on, the mirrors, I believe these are identical to the LC500. If they are not, then someone can correct me below, but I am pretty sure they are, and it does have blind spot monitoring. You do have keyless entry on the front doors, not on the rear, and down at the bottom you do have a little gloss black side skirt. Continuing on, in the rears for your size, you are looking at a 265/35/19, so a little bit thicker, which is good because it is rear-wheel drive, as already stated. In the rear, LED tail lamps, and again, looks super clean. Love the black spoiler as well. And what really sets this back apart for me is the quad tip and them being stacked at an angle. Just look at that. And then you just have such curvature out here, like 6 feet. It's pretty wide for a sedan. That's it looks it, every bit of it. To pop the rear trunk right underneath the Lexus emblem down here, you just simply pop it up. And there is plenty of room for golf bags. You could easily fit 2 bags just in this section and fit more stuff back there. So there's a lot of trunk space here. For those of you that are new to my channel, I am 5'9", and I always test getting in vehicles, whether it's easy or not. Now, my seat is exactly where I drive. This does slope pretty aggressively, so we'll see how this goes. I'm gonna guess this is not all that easy. Got to bend just a little bit, not too bad. Not as bad as I was expecting, not gonna lie to you. Now that we are in here, I obviously have a hat on, and again, 5'9". Leg room, I've got, I don't know, about 2.5, 3 inches up there, and then above my head, I would guess about 1.5 inches, maybe, somewhere in there. So I do have room. You could be a little bit taller than me and still be comfortable. The seating position is a little bit kind of forward, so like I would definitely find myself slouching for bad posture. Not the most comfortable back here from a posture position for me. If you like sitting more upright, you may really enjoy it. Just not particularly my thing. I like to lean back a little bit. In the middle, we do have an armrest with cup holders. You can simply just press right here and they're going to pop out. As far as the cushion in the seat though, very comfortable, very soft leather. Checking out the other materials in here, it is soft there, soft here, soft where your elbow goes, and then up here it is harder, but it's kind of like a rubbery almost texture a little bit, so it has just a little bit of give. This is hard plastic, and then down here you have like a brushed aluminum type, which is obviously a little bit hard. Window switch, not my favorite in a Lexus. Usually they have some like silver bezels, which really make it feel more special. This does not, but not a big deal, obviously. Last but not least, for the rear, you do have a pocket here and a pocket over there, and 2 AC vents. Time to step into the front. Very easy, and this thing does have some bolsters, so keep that in mind. There are some bolsters on it, and you are as flat as the seat can go with the settings. You're kind of sitting at a little bit of an angle, kind of like this, where your legs are up just a little bit, kind of like a bucket seat, which makes sense given the car. It's supposed to be more sporty, yet it is still comfortable, so I like it. Starting over to our left, really similar to the rear door. The one thing that I do notice, you can see the different lines in here, which gives it a little bit of flavor, if you will, so I do like that. You're gonna notice there are 3 levels of memory seating, which is pretty nice. Not everyone or every vehicle offers 3. A lot of times it's only 2. And then you do have your power adjustable mirrors. You do have lock and unlock. And again, the buttons are not as special as normal, so it is kind of strange that that is not the case. Down, all the way down here, it's hard to see, I know, but there is a button for your 360 camera. It goes through a little thing right at this very second here. You're gonna see it go all the way around your car. It's making sure, I don't even know if you guys can see it. It is tough to see, I apologize for that. A lot of different things you can go through. Nonetheless, we'll also put it into reverse for you. There you can see you have the little 360 over here, and the backup camera, quality. It's the old school Toyota. It's not the new one that's been revised to make it way better, but nonetheless still there and functional. Coming back to the steering wheel, down here you're gonna notice the cruise control. That is the same cruise control from like I don't know what year that started, but for instance, I drove my grandparents back in the day at 2002 or 2004 Toyota Corolla. Same exact cruise control, so if it's not broke, don't fix it, I guess. Still works perfectly fine. Obviously, they have added lane centering and also adaptive cruise control, so it's good to have those buttons. And actually, let's test this while driving. I have not watched any other reviews or anything on this car, really. So with that said, I don't know if this is lane centering or if it is lane keep. We'll test it, and I'll update you in just a second. Nonetheless, it has some newer technology. All of your menu options to change up here, and then over here is all of your media and stuff there. Push button start is all the way up by the touchscreen, so it is located fairly high up there. Out in front of us, there is not an option for heads-up display, which is a little bit odd, but nonetheless, no big deal. Coming on over, you do have a little bit of an updated screen. I mean, I don't know if it's what everybody necessarily wished for, but it's still nice. I mean, it definitely, you can tell it's nowhere near as dated as it was previously, so that is nice to have. Moving on down, you have the classic Lexus clock, and in this one it has like a carbon fiber material. I don't even know if you can see it, but I actually really like that. It looks super cool. Coming on down, this is like a little slider for your temperature. Works perfectly fine, and physical buttons for everything else. Heated steering wheel, cooled seat, and heated seat, driver and passenger. Nice to have knobs for tuning and seeking and your power. You also have a CD player. So for those of you that really want a CD player, this is a car for you. It's one that still offers it, so that's pretty nice. And then working our way over, you can go through your different modes there: Eco, Normal, Custom, Sport, and Sport Plus. And snow mode, which would be pretty interesting in a rear-wheel drive. Pretty standard shifter, 2 cup holders, a trackpad that you can use as well if you don't want to reach up there, and an old school console for them. Can fit probably a tissue box, no issue. It does not have the dual folding on this one for Lexus, which also a little bit strange to me, to be totally honest, because I love that dual design where you can open it from either side. Again, not a big deal. Checking it out up there, good bit of space, not bad at all. And this is all softer material, which is good. And the steering wheel is also really nice. Love the stitching in there, contrast stitching, great to have. Up top, you're gonna notice normal mirror, you do have HomeLink, and then you do have a standard sunroof. I think that about covers the inside. It's time to get this thing on the road, because that is what this vehicle is all about. Naturally aspirated, 472 horsepower V8, and it sounds incredible. Let's roll. Getting this IS500 out on the road, first thing we like to do is a quick 0 to 60. So Sport Plus, non-scientific, Arizona, already 100 degrees and 1400 elevation, and we just smash it. Here we go. Little bit of spin, 40, 60. Can you guys hear that? Oh, why are we killing V8s? Why are we killing them off? It sounds so good. It really does. Oh, and she's no slouch. 0 to 60 is about 4.4 is what it says on paper. Obviously, you guys will see it on the screen as to what this particular run was. Not like I sat here over and over trying to get the best time. That was a one and done, every day, smash the pedal in Sport Plus mode, good to go. So, with that said, plenty of power, especially for like a daily driver type car. And the thing is, put it right back into normal or eco, it's quiet. The only thing I can hear a little bit is a little bit of tire noise, but other than that, I mean, this thing is quiet. Like, I bet you couldn't even hear that car pass by at 35 miles an hour. I guarantee you could not hear that. I'd be shocked, even coming through camera, because I didn't hear it. And that's really what this car is all about. I've seen other reviewers kind of like nitpicking the interior and, you know, a few other things, and it's like, listen, this thing is all about that V8, 472 horsepower, and it's naturally aspirated. It's just fun paired with that 8-speed automatic. I do honestly though, like, if they made a manual version, I'd be all over it. And the other thing that I wish would be an all-wheel drive variant, because then it's just unstoppable. I mean, as fun as it is for a rear-wheel drive to be like kicking the back end out and stuff like that, yeah, it's fun, but is it practical in like your everyday commute? Not really. It's nice to have a car that's, you know, I mean, at the end of the day, this is an LC500 with 4 doors. I mean, that's really what this vehicle is. And the thing is, you're at like $66,000 realistically for this vehicle. And an LC, I mean, you're at, you know, realistically 6 figures, low 6 figures. You're getting a lot of car for the money, in my opinion. I've already kind of touched on the sound and how quiet this vehicle is when you want it to be. We're getting ready to go over a cattle guard here, so let's see how it does suspension wise and quiet. That's impressive. My head hardly moved at all. Most vehicles I'm kind of up and down just a little bit.
and that was smooth. So suspension, that answers your question right there. Definitely good. And as far as sound, yes, you can hear it. There's no vehicle I've ever driven that I haven't heard it, and that was on the quieter end of the spectrum. So again, for me, I expect that in a Lexus just because they've always been so good. Let's test, like I said, the lane centering or lane keep, whatever this is. We're gonna figure it out right now. Let's see. Little curve. It's lane centering. Lane centering, 100%. Stayed dead center during that turn without me touching the wheel. So great to have lane centering. I'm so glad it's not just lane keep. That's nice, really nice. As far as adaptive cruise control, pretty standard. All Lexus software is the same, and Lexus does an amazing job with their adaptive cruise control. Doesn't take off too fast when someone moves out of your way. It's not too slow. Like, it's just a good balance, as though you were driving. Like, that's probably the same acceleration that you would do. I think majority of people's complaint is the closest setting on adaptive cruise control is not always as close as you maybe would really drive, but again, it's normal. It's a computer software, right? They're never going to put you that close. So overall, no complaints there. They do an amazing job. All right, we touched on the suspension as far as, you know, absorbing bumps. Let's take this turn at 30. Banking left, banking right. I mean, it just hugs. For a four-door sedan, this is definitely really good suspension-wise. Like, this thing would be a riot to daily drive, just because, like, if I wanted to go quick, like quick bank left, quick bank right, like, I mean, it goes and it goes right now. There is no delay. Wow, that's really good, really good. I'm starting to like it a little more and more, I'm starting to like it. As far as blind spots go, checking over to our left, the pillar is rather wide on this vehicle, I will not lie. This little fella right here, or big fella rather, and yeah, so that's there, but it's not too bad, but it is wider than probably your average sedan. Checking over to our right, not really a blind spot there. If anything, it's the very, very back pillar, but not bad. If you have any issues, blind spot monitoring, of course, equipped on this vehicle. I just love when you're driving, seeing the cowl on the hood. Like, it's pretty noticeable. Not to the point to where it's hard to see, but it's enough to where it feels aggressive. Not only the sound of the V8, I mean, just the look, I mean, everything about it. It just feels special. Despite some of the interior things maybe lacking in the sense of being updated, there's still a lot, right? I mean, from the adaptive to the lane centering to heated seats, cooled seats, heated steering wheel, you still have a sunroof, you still have a touch screen. Like, there's still a lot. I know not everything is like dead on, like a full LED instrument cluster in front of you. Yes, there is digital, but it's older school. It doesn't have heads-up display. Some of the buttons are aging at this point, but again, that's not what this vehicle is about. I cannot stress that enough, and it still has the features. So we're in a little S turn here. Let's put this thing in Sport Plus, downshift, second, see if we can hear. Oh, back into eco. It's phenomenal. It really is. If you guys want a vehicle that is just an everyday driver that's comfortable to drive, but you still have the V8 naturally aspirated, still want to be able to have some fun, this is the vehicle for you. This is it. There's no question, this is it. Now, the other nice thing is you can get a lighter colored interior in this, so don't think you're stuck with black. You are not. You can get that. You can option that. There are a plethora of exterior colors as well. This one in particular isn't upcharge. I don't even know how you say it, to be honest. And I know everyone's going to laugh at me. You review car. Listen, man. Infrared, maybe? Maybe. Don't quote me on that. I believe that's the color of red on this. Not the exact color I would pick. I would go with like the gray or the silver type of gig with the light colored interior, and it's an option. So that's why it's still an option for me to get this vehicle. can't say enough good things about this thing. I mean, as a daily driver, it is great. And again, so I know a few people that on the highway have been getting around 28 mpgs, which is higher. It's quoted at 25. So that's impressive to be getting around 28 with a V8 472 horsepower. That's pretty good. If there's anything else you guys would like to know, please comment down below. I am happy to answer anything that I have not answered already in this review. And it's impossible to cover everything, so be sure to comment down below whatever you need to know. And ground squirrel, I don't want to kill him, little fella. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed today's video, I would appreciate a thumbs up. It really does help me with the algorithm. And we're on our way to 20,000 subscribers. We're like literally a couple away from 18,000. Thank you guys. I do appreciate it. It means more than you guys know. Military child, just chasing his dreams with cars. So, which is my passion. As always, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.